Welcome to today's Read Aloud. We're going to start a read aloud of a book set during the American Revolution. This is a period of history that we're supposed to be studying a little bit about in fourth grade, especially where it has to do with Indiana. This particular book doesn't have much to do with Indiana, but we will get into the history of this period with it, and I hope you will enjoy. So let's take a look together. It's called Rebel with a Cause, The Daring Adventure of Dicey Langston, Girl Spy of the American Revolution. Long title, but good title. Let's get into it. Dicey stretched her tired back. She felt the blue cloth her brother was weaving. Nice work, Henry. I'll sneak this to the troops when you're done. Suddenly, Colin burst into the room. I'm a soldier! He pointed a broom at Henry. Bang! You're dead! Henry spun around, grabbed his chest, and fell over, pretending to be dead. Colin yelled, Huzzah! I won the war! Stop playing, Henry, Dicey scolded. Colin, you can do your part for the war by helping us make uniforms. We don't want the soldiers fighting in nothing but boots. Little Amy giggled. Colin pointed to the loom. But that color is wrong. The soldiers in town wear red coats. Can you all keep a sky blue secret? Dicey put a finger to her lips. Follow me. What secret do you think Dicey is keeping here? Do you know anything about the American Revolution and the colors that the people on different sides fought? Let's take a look and see if we can learn about how these colors could somehow turn out to be a secret. Dicey led them to Father's room. Most people around here like having King George in charge, she said, but we don't. Our family fights to be free from British rule. We want the liberty to make our own laws. We're patriots, and patriots wear blue uniforms. She opened Father's trunk and pulled out a red, white, and blue flag. Colin looked out the window, but the neighbor's flag is different. That is Britain's flag, Dicey explained. Patriots have a new flag. We want to form our own country. Pretty stars, Amy clapped. I can count, Bennett said. 13 stars, 13 stripes. For the 13 colonies, Henry added proudly. The door opened. Laodicea Langston, Father thundered, using Dicey's full name. What are you doing? You know the danger. I wonder what danger could be associated with having this flag. Do you think you know? Why is this dangerous? Think back to the text that we've read. What objections might people around them have to them supporting the making of a new nation as opposed to the keeping of the old king? They promised not to tell, Father, Dicey said, quickly closing the trunk. What danger, Father? Colin asked. Father limped to a chair and sighed. He looked at his children. We're fighting in secret to free all the colonies on our continent, Father said. If our neighbors, the king's loyalists, find out, they might steal our horses or burn our house. Well, that's quite a danger. I see why he's concerned. Then he added sternly, any of you who spills our secrets gets a whipping. And you, Dicey, Father said quietly, no more secret trips to the Continental Army camp. And now that you call the horse Liberty, people are going to begin to think you're a spy. You know what the redcoats do to spies. Dicey shivered. But delivering supplies and carrying messages were her ways to help win this war. How could she just stay home? I promised to be more careful, Father, she said, looking down at the floor. That was all she could agree to. A week later, Dicey visited her good friend, Beth Camps. Beth's family provided belts and boots for the soldiers. Dicey also made short visits to several other villagers. She knew which ones secretly supported independence, as the Langstons did. Each family had new clothing, baked goods, or letters for Dicey to deliver to their boys in blue. She packed it all on Liberty and rode 10 miles through fields and forests. She crossed the Honoré River at a shallow spot. Soon she was near the secret camp. Halt, little girl, a soldier said. I'm no little girl, sir, Dicey answered. I'm a messenger. You know my brothers, James and Solomon Langston. So you are Daring Dicey, he said with a smile. Your brothers are fine soldiers. He rode next to her. You should not be out alone. The redcoats could see you, or even worse, Bloody Bill could attack you. I'll escort you into camp. Dicey handed packages of supplies to grateful soldiers. Solomon hugged her. Any news from home? Did you notice any soldiers, any people who have been stationed overseas or who are in the military? Well, if you do, you probably know how much they appreciate hearing word from back home and getting supplies in the mail. We're all well, though Father's old wounds hurt, Dicey said. Beth sends her love, she added with a smile. Solomon blushed. We will marry in June, but that's a secret. Dicey clapped her hands in joy. I hoped as much. Are you planning a party? I'm too busy training 8 new soldiers. James walked up to them. Hush, the less she knows, the better. He tugged a curl loose from Dicey's cap. Does Father know you're here? Dicey quickly tucked her hair back under her cover. Come home and ask Father yourself. The little ones miss you. Too dangerous. You know that, Solomon said. The Redcoats know we are rebel soldiers, but they think we cut all our family ties. We visit home, and they will suspect Father is a patriot too. By coming here, you risk even more, James added. Please be careful and leave by another path. Dicey nodded solemnly. I'll take care, brothers, but I am in this fight until we win independence. That was very deep and dense and detailed. Let's go back and look at it for a moment. So it's too dangerous to do what? Oh, for them to come home and talk to Father themselves. Well, why is that? I mean, aren't these guys rebel soldiers anyway? Isn't it dangerous for them anyway? Well, let's take a look. The Redcoats know we are rebel soldiers, but they think we cut all our family ties. To cut family ties, that means that their enemies, the Redcoats, they keep calling them, think that these soldiers don't have any relationships with their families anymore, that their families are good, loyal subjects of the king, that their families don't actually want them to fight this war. So if they come home and the Redcoats see, oh, these rebel soldiers are visiting their families, they'll know their families are not loyal to the king. They're not saying we would like to continue to be colonies of Britain, but rather we want to be our own country. All right, last page for today. Here's where the adventure begins. Dicey had almost made it safely home when she heard horses coming up behind her. She turned to look and gasped, Redcoats! She kicked Liberty into a gallop, but the soldiers overtook her. The tall one grabbed her horse's rein. Whoa, he said, pulling her to a stop. Have you been to the rebel camp, Missy? Oh, that was totally the wrong voice for that. I need to come up with a British voice, excuse me. Whoa, he said, pulling her to a stop. Have you been to the rebel camp, Missy? Never. Dicey struggled to keep her voice from shaking. The other soldier pointed his pistol at Dicey's head. I don't believe you. Where are they? Who is there? What are they planning? I don't know, sir. Dicey could barely breathe. What had that Patriot Guard called her outside this camp? A little girl? I'm just a little girl. I like riding sweet She stopped mid-word. Her horse's name would give her away. Dicey patted Liberty's mane a moment before finishing. I love riding my sweet old Daisy Belle. The soldier kept his gun trained on Dicey. Go easy, partner, the tall one said quietly. Then suddenly he swept his arm up under the gun. It fired over Dicey's head. Bang! Her horse jumped, and Dicey galloped away while the soldiers argued. Her heart didn't stop pounding until she reached home. Whew! That's a close call for Dicey. Glad she made it safely away from the British redcoat soldiers who are looking for people who are going to the rebel camp. We'll see what comes of her adventure in our next read aloud. Bye for now.